is that something you feel comfortable talking about in a group setting?
It's varsity.
It's
Private, I'm sorry,
Okay.
private.
Judge, if we could reserve on jury
Sure.
21.
All right, thank you so much. If you could hand the microphone to juror 22, please, we'll follow up with you later.
All right, juror 22, I see that you work for Delta,
Yes,
and what do you do for Delta?
I work in flight operations, so I work currently in HR capacity, solely for pilots.
And how long have you been in that role?
That role, 2 years, I've been with Delta for 5.
What role were you in before you were with flight operations?
I've had 2 previous roles. One was airport customer service, so I worked on the ramp at Raleigh-Durham Airport, and had like the bright yellow, climbing the bottom of planes, that kind of thing. And then I moved to Atlanta and had my first role in flight operations, which was working in the chief pilot office, which is an office for pilots at the bottom of the airport.
And I believe you answered one of the questions from the court. I believe Judge Hydrick asked if your mind was perfectly impartial, and if it was not, to raise your card. And you raised your card that your mind was not perfectly impartial.
Yes, so I think I did that just because the severity of the allegations. I don't think that I would let that harm my decision from the instructions from the judge. That was definitely one of the first questions that we asked, and I was surprised that those were the allegations that we were going to be discussing.
Okay. And so as it stands right now, you don't know anything about the case?
No, I do not.
And would you be able to listen with an open mind to the evidence as it's presented in the courtroom?
Yes.
And would you be able to apply or follow the law that Judge Hydrick gives you at the end of this case if you are selected as a juror?
Yes.
All right. You also answered our question about spending some time on social media.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
And what kinds of things do you do on social media?
Mostly watch fun like dog videos or travel content, cooking, some news, mostly world news.
And you also indicated that you have a close friend or family member that's become obsessed with an idea or a group, so much so that it's affected relationships. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. I think my mom has been politically radicalized over the past 6-7 years, and that's taken a toll on our relationship. As it stands right now, we are okay. We have a decent relationship, but it was rocky for a while based on that radicalization.
Okay. All right, and I think that is all the questions that I have for you. Thank you.
Mr. Booker?
Just good afternoon, how are you doing?
Hello,
All right. Just really quick, so initially when you heard the allegations, you didn't feel like you could be fair and impartial, but after having more time to digest it and think about it, you're willing to listen to the evidence in the case and you'll make your decision based on that?
Absolutely, and I think in my thought it was difficulty being impartial, and I think those allegations were surprising.
Yes, ma'am.
In my job, I take pilots off the schedule for jury duty, and a lot of time they don't get called in for the rest of it, or have a quick trial that day and it's done. So I think that just the severity of the allegations, the length of the trial was shocking to me at first, which is why I answered in that way. But now at this point, I think I can take everything that we hear in this room and the directions from the judge to make an impartial decision.
Okay, perfect, thank you, ma'am. I have no further questions.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Since you work for Delta, is that
I
right?
work with Delta, yes, ma'am.
So your vacation work trip coming up, is that something that you can reschedule without losing a lot of money, or is that pretty much,
No.
you cannot okay. You would lose a lot of money if you had to reschedule. All right, again, I wish that was something I could excuse you for at this point, but we will just make note of that.
Great.
All right, thank you. 23,
All right, juror 23.
turn your mic on.
Sorry, Judge.
Okay.
Tell me what you do for work,
I work in a construction company,
and how long have you been doing construction?
20 years.
Right, and you answered our question about spending some time on social media.
Yes.
What kinds of things do you
I
do?
interact with the family and friends.
Okay.
Watch, not
you interact with family and friends, and then what kind of movies do you watch?
Hollywood movies.
Okay. And I don't have that you answered many of our questions. Is there something that we neglected to answer that you think we might want to know about you as it relates to your ability to serve?
No.
Okay. Any reason you can't be fair to both sides? All right, thank you, sir.
Mr. Booker?
All right, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
All right, you work as a contractor, you're a general contractor, what kind of construction do you do?
We do sidewalk for county,
For the county?
yes,
For the Cal County?
in the Cap and the state of Atlanta,
Okay. All right, is that your own business?
yes.
Do you supervise others there? Do you have employees?
No, I'm not the owner of the company, I work there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I work there.
And you've been working for the same company for about 20 years?
20 years there.
All right. If you didn't answer them much in the way of questions, is there any reason that you can think of that would make you not fair and impartial for this case?
No, sir.
You think you can be fair and impartial?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Juror 24.
Juror number 24, do you currently work outside the home?
No.
Okay. Have you previously worked outside the home?
Years ago, yes.
Okay. What kind of work did you do?
I worked at hospital in, the nutrition department, doctor.
And how long did you work at the hospital?
That is like 22 years. No, 23 years.
And you also spend some time on social media? No?
Basically, yeah. I get all my, information on news, TV.
And on your questionnaire, it looks like you answered that you have been the victim of some sort of home break-in or robbery.
Yeah, in the community that I'm still in right today, I have 30 years. Previously, back in the early 90s, my home was broken into 3 different times.
And do you know if they ever caught anybody?
They caught 2 of the people, but I never did find out who it was.
Any negative feelings toward law enforcement because of their inability to catch all the folks involved?
No.
And you answered our question about attending a religious service at least once a week.
Yes, I go to church, every Sunday, and, some days through the week, we have service.
And are you on any ministries or do you hold any leadership positions at your church?
Yes.
What kind of ministries are you involved in?
Usher ministry.
All right, anything that we didn't talk about that you think we might want to know as it relates to your ability to serve?
No.
And you have previously served on a jury before?
Yes.
And I don't want you to tell me what the verdict was, but were you able to reach a verdict?
Well, I didn't get that far with it.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Mr. Booker? Go ahead.
Sorry.
Over here.
Everybody else is.
Can't see you.
It's okay. So are you related to someone that works in law enforcement?
No.
No? Okay. These questionnaires, they make do you know someone that works in law enforcement?
No, not law enforcement, no.
Not law enforcement, okay. All right. And you indicated that you regularly get your, information from the news or TV. Do you have any prior knowledge about this case from the news or TV that you're aware of?
I haven't heard about this case, no.
Okay, all right, and are you willing to apply, if you are picked as a juror, to apply anything you may learn just from the evidence that you'll hear in this case, in the courtroom?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, 25.
All right, juror 25, can you tell me what you do for work?
I'm a banker,
And how long have you been a banker?
roughly 20 years.
And you answered our question about spending some time on social media?
Yep.
And what kinds of things do you do on social media?
Basically everything. I'm news, entertainment, games. Yeah, I don't watch TV, so I'm mainly on my phone.
Do you ever spend any time on YouTube?
Just listen to like church service or, play music or something like that.
Now, is that your church service that you stream, or do you watch
Yes, my
other
church service, yeah.
Okay. And you also indicate that you do attend a religious service at least once a week.
Yes, this is for the church.
And are you a part of any ministries, or do you hold any leadership roles at your church?
No.
And you also indicated that you have a close friend, family member, or you yourself has been the victim of a sexual assault.
Yes, that was my niece's friend. That was like 25 years ago in a different country.
And your niece's friend, do you know if she disclosed that to her family or law
No.
enforcement? And when you found, or when she disclosed it, was it immediate, or did it take some time for her to talk about what had happened?
I don't remember. It's been so long. I really don't remember how the time frame.
Anything about that experience with your niece's friend that would prevent you from being fair to both sides in this case?
Oh, not at all.
Anything we didn't cover with you?
No.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
26.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know I did it.
Okay. All right. So you've worked in banking for about 20 years?
Yes, sir.
Has that been most of your adult
Yes,
employment?
sir.
Okay. And in your position, do you have the ability to hire for other people?
I used to, but
Okay.
I am in a new bank now because I moved from Florida here. But
Okay.
in my prior bank, I was a manager, so I was
Okay. And how many people would you generally supervise?
anywhere from 4 to 8.
4 to 8?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Do you think you could be a fair and impartial juror in this case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, now 26.
All right, juror number 26, tell me a little bit about what you do for work,
I work in the sports licensing industry,
and how long have you been in that industry?
about 25 years.
And you previously served on a jury,
I have,
and without telling me what the verdict was, were you able to reach a verdict?
we were,
And I believe you answered Mr. Coveney's question about subscribing or following the YouTube channel. What kinds of channels or things do you watch on YouTube?
and while I was serving as an admin for my daughter, posting videos of her, right, because she was being recruited for college for sports. She's no longer interested, so I'm no longer posting those things.
Bummer. And you also answered our question about attending some sort of religious service, maybe once a week or so. And do you hold any leadership roles?
I'm on like our admin committee.
All right, anything we didn't discuss with you that you think you may want to know as it relates to your ability to serve?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir.
Mr. Booker?
Sports licensing industry, what exactly do you do?
We're like a middleman between colleges and universities and companies like Nike and Adidas that want to use their logos and put them on product.
Okay, so when Georgia wants to use whoever,
We
you
got
got
a lot of money.
do you mediate the contract between them, or how does that work?
We negotiate the deals between, to sign the schools and ultimately to sign the companies that want to use their marks.
Okay. And how long have you worked in that field?
25 years, well, in industry about 30, with the company about 25.
Okay, and do you supervise others in that position?
Yes, sir.
And you indicated you were on the administrative committee, were you talking about at your church?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Is there any reason you could be a fair and impartial during this case?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you.
27.
All right, juror number 27, I see that you are a social worker or a social worker consultant?
Consultant.
Okay, and what kinds of things do you do as a consultant?
I'm employed by Department of Family and Children's Services. I serve as a consultant for Children's Health Care Atlanta.
And how long have you been in that role?
13 years as a consultant, 21 years with DPACS.
And you also indicated that you subscribe to a certain YouTube channel or you watch certain things on YouTube. Did I get that right?
If I indicate it, it's very rarely.
What kinds of things do you watch on YouTube?
Music or funny pet videos.
All right, and I guess by virtue of your job, you answered Mr. Kobe's question about having a background in psychology. Was it through your job or?
No, it was just my major in college, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, minor in social work.
Did you do any clinical hours, or did you have to speak with victims or anything like that?
Not during my, education, I do that now in my position.
And does it just run the gamut of, just the type of victims you speak with, or are there particular type?
In short, I work with the child advocacy physicians at Children's Healthcare Atlanta and their forensic evaluations for kids who have been suspected of being abused or neglected.
And you answered Mr. Booker's question about knowing someone, either a close friend or family member, who's been in an emotionally abusive relationship or a relationship where there was controlling behavior.
Controlling, that was myself, it was 25 years ago.
And did it ever turn physical?
No.
Anything about that experience that would prevent you from being fair to both sides in this case?
Absolutely not.
All right, I think that's all I have. Thank you.
All right, just a couple questions. Earlier, I believe you were the one who was clarifying my questions about, having, experience working with victims. I believe. And so in your current position, you work as a consultant for children, I think you indicated, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that primarily, is it, older children or babies that may come in with broken bones? What range of children do you work with?
All. The population is typically nonverbal, or, developmentally delayed.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Do you have to work with law enforcement in that position?
we, collaborate with law enforcement, DBACs.
Have you ever had to testify?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. Have you ever testified? How many times do you think you testified? More than 10 times?
Yes.
And when you testified, in what capacity were you testifying?
The majority of my testimony was when I was in the field as an investigator with DFACS.
Okay.
I don't testify too much nowadays. If I do, it's to corroborate what a physician is saying, so I really don't need to testify.
Okay. All right. You're saying your word is not better than the physician's?
Absolutely, I am, yes.
Was it juvenile court that you testified in?
Both,
Both.
yeah.
All right. Are you related to someone that works in law enforcement?
My stepson is, homicide detective,
Okay. What county do you live in?
Cherokee.
Cherokee. Okay. And does he ever talk to you about the cases he's investigating, anything like that?
We don't get to talk that much, we're both pretty busy.
Okay.
We had a common case, but I mean,
Okay. Okay. Well, he's for sure. You know someone that is an attorney?
I do, my niece, this past the bar started being an attorney, and then, friends with a special assistant attorney general.
Okay. What was that SAG that you worked with during your time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then your niece that just passed the bar, what kind of practice law she practices?
Employment?
Employment law? Okay, you smart. All right, do you think that you can be a fair and impartial jury to both sides of this case?
I have to do it every day in my job, you know.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, 28.
Juror 28, I see that you are a therapist, and do you work in a particular field?
I have a private practice and it ranges in terms of diagnoses, but I do work a lot with trauma.
And how long have you been a therapist?
In private practice, 10 years, yeah.
And what about outside of private practice?
I was a school social worker for 15 years.
And you indicated that you know someone who's been in a controlling relationship or emotionally abusive relationship. Are you thinking about folks you work with or someone personal to you? Both, okay. Let's talk about what we work to decide, but talk about the folks that are close to you. Is that yourself or someone you know or a family member?
Can we do that private?
Sure. Judge, if we could reserve
Yep.
one.
28, we'll follow up. Thank you. 29.
All right, juror number 29. Do you currently work outside of the home?
Yes, I do.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm an envelope painter,
And how long have you been in that role?
about 10 years.
Did you do any work prior to that?
Yeah, I was in the construction field.
And you answered our question about engaging with social media or spending time on social media.
It's most of the time I'm looking at car videos and listening to music. Things like that.
All right, and I don't think you answered very many of our questions. Is there something that we didn't cover with you that you think we may want to know about you?
No.
Or any reason why you can't be fair to both sides in this case?
So it's not.
Oh, I do have one question. I believe you answered Mr. Cogney's question about either you yourself, close friend or family member feels that they have not been treated fairly by the police or prosecutors or the criminal justice system.
Yes, I was accused of something that I didn't have anything to do with back in my younger years.
And did it result in you being arrested and having to come to court?
No, I didn't.
And was it criminal in nature, what you were accused of?
Yes,
So was it something that you had a talk with a sergeant, or can you tell us a little bit about that?
it was like back in high school, I had a talk with the school police. It was about a situation where some people got to fight, they thought I had something to do with it, but I didn't.
Any negative feelings toward law enforcement generally because of that experience?
No.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, jury number 29, how you doing, sir?
How you doing?
Not too bad. Didn't answer many questions. I think you answered that you have a friend or family member that's an attorney. You know someone that's an attorney?
Yes, I do. I have a cousin I think he's a sports attorney, something like that, something in sports.
Is that here in Atlanta?
It's in Illinois.
Okay. And you said you work as an automotive painter. Do you work for a dealership?
I work for Tesla right now.
Okay. Well, y'all have limited colors.
I know, right?
All right.
Makes the job easy.
And you've been working for them for how long?
A year and a half now,
Is that the one right here in town?
in Tucker.
In Tucker? Okay. All right. Are you related to someone, that works in law enforcement?
Yes, I am. I have an uncle that's a retired detective
Okay. Do you know where you worked at?
in Illinois,
And is that where you're from originally?
originally.
Okay. All right. Do you feel like you could be a fair and impartial jury to both sides?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right, where are we? 29?
30.
30. Okay, thank you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Like, says, have you served on a jury before?
No, sir.
And are you retired?
I'm disabled. I caught COVID back in 2020, almost passed. And I got arthritis all over my body, and they said that I was disabled not to work.
Okay. Have you worked in the past? What kind of work did you do?
I used to take care of elderly people, but now I can't do it anymore.
And you didn't answer too many of the questions that we asked, did you?
Is that a no?
No,
Is there anything that we didn't ask that you think it's important for the attorneys to know?
no.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am?
Oh, hold on,
Hey,
stand back up, thank you.
Have any of y'all ever been in jury duty?
I didn't catch what you said. What did you do prior to, going on disability?
I used to be taking care of the elderly.
Okay, is that where you spent most of your career, your work career, taking care of elderly people?
Yes, sir.
Okay, was it like in the hospital or in nursing
No,
home?
just word of mouth.
Oh, my word, no, okay, all right, and you've lived here in Cab most of your life?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Why they look
Any
related?
reason that you can think of, that would make you not a good juror for this case, you think you could be fair and impartial both sides?
No.
You don't think you can be fair and impartial both sides?
Oh, yes.
I spun it around the wrong. Let me try this. Do you think you can be fair and impartial to the state and to the defense in this case?
Yes.
You do? Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And how do you know ahead of time if you think you can be fair?
Good afternoon.
This is a crazy case with a cult
The
leader.
last question of the morning card, that was sort of the wild card of what didn't we ask that we need to know? Do you care to elaborate on that?
Just about my employment, I work for the state psychiatric facilities, thought that could be relevant.
Okay.
At Georgia Regional?
At Georgia Regional, yes.
Do you think that's relevant? Like, do you think that's going to impact your ability to perceive the evidence in this case?
I do not.
Nature Boy looks so confused.
And you also said you have your own YouTube channel, is that right?
I do.
What is sort of the topic of that?
I haven't posted on it for over 10 years. It was a music channel that I posted a couple songs on.
Oh, her YouTube channel dead by now.
You also said that yourself or someone you know have been the victim of sexual assault.
Yes, I had a parent who was assaulted as a child, never communicated with law enforcement and disclosed later to their parents. And I have a close friend who in college over 10 years ago was in a relationship with somebody who was physically and sexually abusive.
Do you think that what you know about those cases or situations would affect your ability to be fair to both sides in this case?
No, I do not think it would affect my ability to be fair to both sides.
That's all the questions I have, you think?
All right, what kind of therapy do you do for Georgia Regional? Can you share?
My current role is as a treatment team facilitator, so I don't do direct therapeutic care. I mostly coordinate treatment plans and meet with patients to evaluate progress with the full treatment team.
Okay, and these are people that are being housed in the facility?
It's not a residential facility, but yes, there are people who are on the inpatient level.
Okay,
And I work on the non-forensic side.
okay. All right, and what's your educational background? Do that?
Music therapy.
Music therapy, okay. So you're a musician, to an extent?
Yes.
Okay. So the videos that you posted, were you playing your own instrument?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and you know an attorney? This one, immigration law?
Yes, I have a friend who's in immigration law.
Immigration law, okay. And you know someone that was in an abusive or controlling relationship?
Not a controlling relationship, no. I was in an abusive relationship over 10 years ago in college.
Okay, all right. Do you think that would impact your ability to be fair and impartial in this case?
I know.
Okay, and I just want to revisit what the state asked you about. So you did bring up that we hadn't asked you about being employed by Georgia Regional. Do you think that would impact your ability to listen to the evidence in this case and to discern the evidence in any way?
Yeah, not at all.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right, next.
Judge Jury 32 answered all three of the preliminary questions. We could reserve just
Okay.
the questioning private on him.
Okay, all right, we're gonna follow up with you, 32, number 33.
Hey, Aisha.
Hello. As a lead at Walmart?
Yes.
What is that, what's your day-to-day job?
Everything.
Okay. How long have you been with Walmart?
16 years.
That's a long time to be at Walmart.
And you stayed at the same store for 16 years?
Running more in Columbia.
Okay. It says you're related to someone in law enforcement?
Yes, a cousin from DeKalb County.
Patrol or investigations, or do you know?
Well, my cousin,
Yeah.
police officer.
Okay. Does he work any specific types of cases?
I don't know.
Okay. I believe you raised your hand that you had heard something about this case before?
I seen it on the news before.
Okay.
That's why when I look on, I seen it before, but it was on the news.
Okay. Would you be able to set aside anything you've seen on the news and decide the case based on what you hear in court this week?
Nope.
Yes and no, because I have a friend that's on trial for the same thing he's on trial for,
Okay.
and he has talked to me about the trial.
Did he talk to you about his trial or
Yes.
he's talked
No,
about
no,
his
no, not him,
trial?
my friend.
Okay.
So when you said, well, you feel for, I was like, wow.
Okay. And so I'm just trying to make sure I understand. You think that what happened in your friend's case might affect the way you feel about this case?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, ain't that something? They doing the same shit. He's probably not a cult leader though. He's probably just arrested for the other
You
stuff.
also indicated that you knew someone who was not treated fairly by the police. Is that the friend you're talking about, or is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, hell, that's most black people ain't treated fairly by a
That's all
cop.
the questions. Thank you.
Mr. Becker?
All right, thank you. Juror number 33. So your friend that was treated unfairly by the police, if their police officer to testify in this case, will you still listen to them? Do you feel like because you have that opinion that you won't listen to law enforcement in this case?
I'll listen.
Okay. You haven't made your mind up either way on this case. You're not leaning one way or the other at this point?
No.
Okay. Will you wait until you hear all the evidence before you make a decision on whether or not my client is either guilty or not guilty?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you indicated also that you have a friend that's on trial for the same allegation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
Wait, hold on. Gotta make sure you say yes
Yes.
or no.
with that friend's case being in the same position, do you feel like that would impact your ability to be fair and impartial in this case?
No.
No?
Right,
Will you
Coco.
base the same line of question, will you base your decision on the evidence in this case, not your friend's case?
Yes.
Okay.
You know she gonna be talking about it with her friend.
Did you make a statement to police regarding something pertaining to a sexual assault case that you recall? I think you answered that yes, sir.
I have a friend, but
Your friend made an accusation of sexual assault?
yes.
Okay. Did you have to give a statement to police regarding that?
No, they just told me that.
They just told you about it? Okay. And the job you have at Walmart, do you supervise other people in that position?
Yes.
Okay, how many people?
I have like 12 people on my team.
Okay, and do you hire and fire those people as well?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, 34.
Well, good afternoon. You tell us about what you do for work.
I do IT, so I do support and administration for student and department management company.
And how long have you been doing that sort of work?
At this company, I've been there for almost 3 years, and I've been in IT for 7.
And you go to church or religious service regularly?
I do just once a week.
And do you serve in any sort of ministry or leadership capacity?
No.
And what sort of things do you use social media for?
Just like sports, technology, science, music.
Anything we didn't ask, do you think the attorneys in this case should know?
Nope.
That's all I got, thank you.
All right, really quickly, in your position, do you supervise other people?
I don't.
You do not? Okay. And your educational background is in information technology?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You didn't answer much in the way of questions. When you're not working or watching videos on YouTube, what are you doing for your time?
Playing video games at home or hanging out with some friends.
Okay. Did you go to school here locally in Atlanta?
And Milledgeville, Georgia?
Millville? Okay. And you feel like you can be fair and impartial both sides?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, now we need to get that down to George 33, I believe. No, 35. 35.
It's 35.
Good Lord. Okay.
Good afternoon.
Okay.
What does Dunlop and Associates do?
It is a wealth management firm,
Okay. And how long have you been with that?
almost 11 years.
I believe you indicated that someone you knew had become like obsessed with an idea that affected their, I guess, relationships. Can you tell us about that?
Political radicalization, which seems prevalent.
And you have your own YouTube channel?
I operate the YouTube channel for my office.
Okay. What sorts of things do you use social media for?
Mostly music, a lot of local bands, embarrassing amount of cat videos, and currently patio furniture.
Okay. Have you served on a jury before?
I have,
And did you make it past this point?
I did.
Was it a criminal case or a civil case?
Criminal.
Without telling us the verdict, were you all able to reach a verdict?
No.
And I believe you indicated that yourself or someone you know has been the victim of sexual assault.
Yes.
Are you comfortable discussing that now?
Yes.
Was that you or someone that you know?
My son's godmother.
And approximately how long ago?
25 years ago.
Okay. And was there like an immediate outcry or disclosure of the abuse, or was it somewhat delayed?
It happened before I met her.
And from what you know about that situation, do you think it would impact your ability to be fair in this case?
No.
That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
Mr. Bucker?
Hey, ma'am, how are you doing?
I'm well, how are you?
Not too bad. So you work for a wealth management company. Is your educational background in business management or what is it? Finance? What is it?
I've done a lot of everything.
Okay. What is your educational background? This is something you learned by trade?
I didn't graduate.
Okay. It's something you learned by experience?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Did you work for this company prior to becoming an employee there? Did you work up into the position you're in, or did you just get hired into the position you're in?
Oh, no, I've worked my way up in the company.
Okay, all right. And in the position you're in now, you said, I think you're the chief operations officer?
I am.
Okay. And how many people do you supervise in that position?
I have one direct report, but I have trained every single person in that office.
How many people in the office?
Right now, 6. We're looking for 2 more if anybody's interested.
All right, fair enough. And you know someone that's been in an abusive relationship before?
Yes.
Okay, could you tell us who they are? You willing?
He is shook of Coco, shook of.
Do you feel like that would impact their ability to be fair and impartial in this case?
No.
Okay. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. 36.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Have you served on a jury before?
It's been years, but yes.
Okay, and did you make it past this point?
No.
Okay. And you go to church regularly?
Once a week, yes. I
Okay.
attend church.
Yes, ma'am. Do you serve in any sort of ministry or leadership capacity with your church?
No. Sometimes I write special papers for a program, but no.
Okay. I think you answered the question that you have some sort of training, like legal training or training in the law.
Yes, I retired from the sheriff's department in Texas.
Okay.
I have a brother-in-law who's a captain, retired captain, sister who's a peace officer and bailiff.
And when you worked for the sheriff's office in Texas, what sort of work did you do?
Pardon me?
What sort of work did you do for the
I
sheriff?
was a detention officer for 9.5 years.
Okay. And
He
do you
might be
think
his
that
detention
your
officer. Oh, she don't work there no more.
experience as a detention officer would affect your ability to be fair in this case?
On certain things, being honest, yes, because we were always taught, don't trust anyone, don't trust, but don't judge them at the same time. So when I retired, it was kind of like I was trying to.
I'll tell you what, if we need more details from you, we'll follow up with you privately
Okay,
about it.
thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I don't have any
Okay.
other questions at this point.
Yeah, we can just follow up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, 37.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Since you work in healthcare, what sort of work do you do in healthcare?
I take care of elderly,
Okay. And how long have you been doing that kind of work?
about 21 years.
And what sorts of things do you use social media for?
Just entertainment and keeping up with everyone.
you answered the question that yourself or someone you know had been the victim of a sexual assault.
Yes,
Is that something you're comfortable discussing now?
no.
Judge, if we could.
You will follow up. All right, next is 38. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. Do you work outside the home, ma'am?
Yes,
And what sort of work do you do?
I'm a hairstylist.
How long have you been in that industry?
It's been about 4 years.
And do you have your own shop or business?
Yes.
Or how does that work?
Well, I'm independent.
Okay.
I have a salon.
You're the one with the child, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What are you doing for pickup today?
Well, that is yet to be decided. I'm trying to carpool with some parents, but I can't have my phone on, so we'll see at the next break.
Okay, if you need to take a break after you're done to go make that phone call, you're welcome to.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I believe you indicated you knew someone who was not treated fairly by the police or prosecutors or criminal justice.
Many people.
Okay. Do you feel like you could be fair to both sides in this case?
I probably would have grievances against both, so no.
I have no further questions at this point. Thank you.
Mr. Booker?
So you feel like you'd be equally,
sorry.
okay, you'd be equally grieved against both sides?
Yes.
Okay, so that means you could be fair,
Okay, sure.
right?
Equally grieved because of your childcare situation or what, why?
No, never that. I just know a lot of people that have been sexually abused, raped, molested, including myself. So I think I would probably, no offense, be leaning more against the defense and is, just bias.
Okay, so you feel like you would have a bias?
Yeah, more so leaning.
One way or the other, it doesn't matter which way. You would have a leaning toward one side or the other.
I think so.
And that bias that you would have, whether it's one way or the other, would be one that you would not be able to set aside based on the instructions of the court.
Oh, I can definitely try, but I just know implicit bias, like if you have the experience, the lived experience, it's gonna be harder to kind of be impartial.
Okay, and you were a victim of sexual abuse yourself?
Yes.
Okay. And I got to educate. The other thing would be the concern, I'm assuming on your mind for the fact you have a young child out there, you naturally right, a child being taken care of.
Yeah, naturally, yeah, as a mom.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Next, 39.
Hi,
You work outside the home, sir?
I'm a freelance designer. I lost my job last year, so I'm picking up work where I can.
And what sort of design do you do?
Graphic design,
Okay.
so in-house design teams,
How long have you been a graphic designer?
30 years.
And you have your own YouTube channel?
No.
Or no, I'm sorry, you subscribe, do not subscribe to YouTube accounts?
Correct.
Trying to go to.
LinkedIn is the only social media site.
You also indicated you knew someone who was not treated fairly by police or prosecutors.
Yes.
Was that yourself or someone that you know?
This is someone I know. You want the details?
Just, was it recently or a long time?
Long time ago.
And DeKalb County or somewhere else?
Somewhere else.
Do you think it would affect your ability to be fair to both sides?
No.
That's all we need to know about that then? And you also indicated that you knew somebody who was, I believe, a victim of sexual assault?
Correct.
Is that something you're comfortable talking about?
Sure.
And was that you or someone that you know?
It was, don't judge, but 2 ex-wives. Both of them have been raped. And none of them were reported.
And from what you know about those incidents, do you think that would affect your ability to be impartial in this case?
I would hope not.
If you had to take an oath to decide the case based on the evidence you hear in court this week and next week, would you be able to try your best?
Sure, yeah, definitely.
Thanks, sir. That's all the questions I have.
Mr.
All
Booker?
right, just quickly to follow up on those same questions. So you said you hold out, as of right now, you're willing to, are you gonna base your decision based on the evidence you hear in court?
Of course,
Okay. And you would follow any instructions the court gives you?
yes.
Okay. You know an attorney, someone to practice?
I know an attorney in California.
In California, you know kind of law? Business
Excuse me?
law? Business law?
It's something like tax or business.
All right. And you work as a project manager now?
No, I'm a creative designer.
Creative designer?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And what's your educational background?
College and art school.
Okay, where'd you go to college at?
College in Tennessee and art school in Atlanta.
Okay. All right. And you feel like you can be a fair and impartial juror to both sides?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
40.
What do you do for work?
I work from home as an e-learning specialist.
And how long have you been doing that?
10 years.
And so is that sort of like in the human resources?
Training and development.
Okay. And do you have your own YouTube channel?
No. I help manage the work.
The work one?
Yeah.
You indicated that yourself or someone you know has been the victim of sexual assault.
Yes.
Is that something that you're okay discussing now or in private?
We can discuss it.
Was it yourself or someone that you know?
Somebody that I know, multiple people,
And what were their relationships to you?
cousins.
Approximately how long ago was it?
Years and 10 years, roughly.
Were the abusers people that they knew?
Yes.
And do you know if they were reported immediately or was there some delay or never?
They were reported. I don't know if there was a delay or not.
And have you served on a jury before?
Yes.
And did you make it past this point?
Yes.
Was that a criminal case or a civil case?
Civil?
And without saying what it was, were you all able to reach a verdict?
Yes.
That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
Mr. Booker?
Judge, the same as juror number 32, juror number 40 answered in the affirmative most of the first three questions. Could we just reserve on that?
Sure. All right, 41.
Hello.
Hi.
You work in payroll?
Yes.
Hold on, where's the mic? Okay, we gotta hold it up so, to your mouth so we can hear you.
Yes,
How long have you done that kind of work?
almost 7.5 years.
You had some legal training, is that right?
No, I took the class.
What was that class in?
I don't remember. It was a law class, and all I remember from the class that was fun for me was I learned how to write briefs.
That was fun?
That was fun.
You indicated that yourself or someone you know had been a victim of sexual assault.
Yes.
Is that something that you're comfortable talking about?
It was familial.
And approximately how long ago?
Ranging 42 years to as recent as 5 years ago, various familial relatives.
And were any of those reported to the law enforcement?
Yes.
based on those situations, do you feel like you could be fair to both sides in this case?
I was about to agree for the longest one, so, yeah.
You indicated also, or you raised your hand that you knew someone who was not treated fairly by the police.
My niece.
Was that here in DeKalb County?
No.
About how long ago was that?
Christmas break,
So recently, just.
very recent.
Is that something that you feel like you would hold against one side or the other? I don't think I have any other questions. Thank you.
Mr. Booker? Wait, hold on a second. Juror number 3, you have a question?
Yes, can I ensure that my kid is picked up? So
Go right ahead. If you would just step outside, please. Same, if you need to check on your purple, you're welcome to do that. And when you come back in, please make sure the phones are off. Okay, go ahead.
You're number 41, how are you doing?
Okay.
Okay. Just a couple questions. Do you know someone that was in a abusive or a dominating relationship?
Absolutely.
Okay. Can you tell us who that was? You want to share that?
Let's see, me, my sister, my mother, grandmother.
Okay.
Friends.
Okay. And those relationships were the people, were they arrested for their behavior?
In a roundabout ways, one, yeah.
Okay.
The others, I think, no, nope.
Okay. All right. Do you think because of that you could be a fair and impartial in this case anyway?
Yeah.
You said you had a family member or a few family members that were sexually assaulted. Were they people within the same household as you?
Yeah.
Okay. And as a
At
result of
various
that,
times. Yes and no.
If you would hold the microphone up a little closer, I know it's a pain, but we just have to make sure everybody, especially the court reporter, can hear.
Okay.
but you said yes, there were people who lived in the same household as you?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Okay. Some of them were people who.
At various times in my life, I lived in the house with them, and then I moved out, and they stayed, and so that's the no part of it.
Were these sisters and brothers or children?
Sisters,
Okay.
sister,
Sister, okay. Not your children?
no.
Okay. And you said you work in payroll now. What did you do before you worked in payroll?
Retail,
Retail? Okay, and who did you work for?
do I have to give that?
Yeah, I see.
Okay.
What kind of retail was it? And I'll just ask that question. Was it clothing or,
Everything
food or-
and no food service.
All right. So your career has been primarily retail and payroll. During the time frame that you supervise other people?
Yes,
Okay. And did you have to live to the higher power?
yes.
Okay. And how many people would you supervise at the max time?
At the most, maybe 9 or 10,
Okay.
perhaps.
And that was during retail or in your current position?
That was in retail.
In retail. Okay. All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Next. 42.
Hello,
Hey,
this is your program manager. What does that mean?
I do research and consulting and workforce development.
And what company do you work for?
Burning Glass Institute,
And what do they do?
exactly that. It used to be a data firm and they sold labor market information. This is a spinoff that does activation.
And what sorts of things do you use social media for?
I use LinkedIn a lot for work, and then keeping up with family or friends, cat videos, cooking videos, travel.
You indicated that yourself or someone you know has been a victim of sexual assault.
Yes, that's correct.
Is that something that you're okay talking about?
Yes.
Was it you or someone that you know?
It was a friend. She was in a long-term abusive relationship. She ended up getting a restraining order, but there were no criminal or civil charges other than that.
And your, I guess, knowledge of what happened in that situation, would that affect your ability to be fair in this case?
No, I don't think so.
That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
Mr. Becker?
All right, just really quickly, you're working as a program manager now. What's your educational background in business?
I have a degree in philosophy and economics.
Is there anything that we failed to ask that you think would impact your ability to be fair and impartial?
No. Thank you.
All right, next.
Hello,
Hi.
you work for Emory,
Yes.
and how long have you been there?
About 4 or 5 years.
And what do you do as a library assistant like what's your day-to-day job?
So I manage the reading room at the Emory Archive and Rare Book Library, so I just help schedule researchers, help them request items, oversee the reading room.
And what do you use social media for?
A little bit of everything, mostly just keeping up with friends and family, cooking, travel, stuff like that.
You indicated that yourself or someone you know has been the victim of a sexual assault.
Yes.
Is that something that you're okay to talk about?
I'd rather talk about it privately.
42. All right.
40.
Oh, 43. Glad you guys are keeping me in line here. Okay, yep, 43. All right, we'll follow up with you privately. I think you can have a seat. Hold on one second, I'm just, yeah, all right, I think we're gonna take a break at this point, give you guys a break, and we're gonna do some follow-up questioning with the jurors that have indicated that we need to follow up with. So, same instructions remain in effect. You're not to discuss this case with anybody, do any research on anything, and step outside, leave your cards on the benches. I want jurors 18, 21, 28, 32, 36, 37, and 40 to stand right outside the door. And we'll call you in one at a time.
What do we call that?
Oh, that's a good question. 15 minutes.
So what do you guys think so far? This is crazy, huh? I'm like, why do they keep asking these people, do they know anybody who has been mistreated by the popos? I'm like, 99.999% of the black population, ma'am. That's who all. And then that one chick was like, mama, brother, daddy, sister, grandma, great grandma, we all a victim. We all a victim. Man, if they had me in there, yep, I'm a YouTuber and I've been following this story since 1998. Yep. Only had my YouTube channel for 5 years, but I've been covering this seemed like since 1998 because mess been going on with this man for years. Like everything that he's done, and you're right. When they show all his videos to the jury, it's a wrap. That's why I was saying earlier, how could you not be like, they talking about, do you think you could be fair? It's hard to be fair in this type of situation. We're dealing with a cult leader who did all kind of despicable, unthinkable, horrendous things to people. But then on the flip side, it's like these niggas follow his ass everywhere he went, right? Right? If he tell them to drink the Kool-Aid, they probably would have drunk the Kool-Aid. Thank you, Ricky. They crazy as cat piss. Malicious prosecution. Child. But anyway, while they on a break, let me go take a break. I'm going to go to the ladies' facilities and I'll be back. So just eat you some popcorn, drink you something. What time is it? Oh, it's only 1:54. Please don't start drinking yet. But then again, it is 5 o'clock somewhere, right? I'll be back. Y'all, this is taking forever. And I'm sorry, I had to block that. I don't know who that guy is. I didn't think they were a troll at first when they first was saying the R word in the chat. But then I noticed that they kept saying it over and over. It was like they kept copying and pasting the same comment. So I went ahead and deleted them out the chat. And I blocked them from the channel. So I don't know who they are but they're obviously a troll. They're obviously a troll. And we ain't got time for trolls. But they is taking a long time to come back from break. But their last break was a while too. So, I'm sure people's going to be in and out, doing things throughout the day. Some of y'all are probably at work. Some of y'all are probably running errands. But thanks for tuning in to the Hood Table as we follow this jury selection. But y'all, the jury selection, I mean, I really only watched a few jury selections, but I can't recall all these different types of questions that they're answering. But then again, this is a specific type of case. And I think what they're really trying to do is with all, like y'all said, who was that who said with all the video footage that they have on him, it might be a wrap. With all the video footage on him, not only the video footage of his channels and his platform and his IG, but he got all these cults followers, all these women who stopped following him, these women who now don't love him like they used to. They have been making videos on top of videos on top of videos. Ain't no telling how many witnesses they gonna have. I mean, it ain't no telling how many witnesses that they gonna have on here, for this particular case. Man, it's crazy. But not only that, but they got witnesses from like his neighbors and stuff. I mean, his neighbors, they were making complaints about him as well. Talking about he's running a cult and he's over there fertilizing girls and whooping girls and beating girls and getting girls ready for marriage. That's what one of his neighbors said. One of his neighbors said he's over there fertilizing girls like it's just a baby farm over there or something. So this case is going to be a trip. That's one thing I can be sure of, that this case is going to be a trip. And it's going to probably be a long trial. But, I'm all here for it. I know a lot of people have been waiting, anticipating on this day to see if he will actually be sentenced for any of these crimes. Of course, we think he should be. But, okay, I think they're back. Let me be quiet. Dang, I thought they would be back by now. Let me mute this thing. Can I mute? Unmute screen. Hold on, let me see. Oh, okay, there we go. So I muted them at least until they come back. Matter of fact, I don't have to mute that. Yeah, okay, I muted them at least until they get back. But what's up, that 504 girl? Hey, how you doing? The Nature Boy sector is back, and we wide awake for all of this. Y'all ready for all of this? Oh my goodness. Child. Hold on. 1 second. I got to get something over here. Hold on. Hold on. I have to go. Let me see. Let me open up this screen because my sis is live. Let me hit mute, and she got the same troll in her chat that was in mine. Oh my God, the same troll that was over here that we had to block is in my sister's chat. That's crazy. That Ricky dude, he's over there saying the same stuff, cussing all through her chat and saying the R word. But it looked like she already got him. Yeah. She already got him. Let me hold on. Hide user. Okay, I hid him from her chat. Oh my God. That don't make no sense. Let me say that again. Said his name is Nature Boy, but he got caught in civilization. That just made me laugh so much because it's crazy. They call him Nature Boy. He was in nature for a moment. Momentarily, they was out there in the woods, back behind the barn. But then, I guess they was like, man, bump this nature stuff. We want to get in a real house with real electricity, real wood and water. Because all they was doing when they was out in the nature, remember they kept taking off and going to the Walmarts and the dollar stores. And we like, if y'all really living off the land and want to be in nature and stuff, shouldn't you be planting you a farm? Shouldn't you be getting you some goats and some cows and some chickens and some horses? Stuff like that, a mule. But anyway, they should be back soon. Hopefully they'll be back soon. You said, wow, people have issues down there. It is taking forever. I'll be back, you guys. But I'm just trying to be patient so we can hear the rest of the jewelry selection. Hey, Sislo, where's that troll of yours? The nerve of that troll. Even though he said he wasn't a troll, I don't believe him. That's why I say he can stay right on over there where you at. But it's going to be a lot of people trolling because of who the commentary is going to be about or who the commentary is about. Yeah, he was in here for a long time too. He kept on saying the R word over and over. He kept copying and pasting the same exact thing. So he can't tell me that he wasn't a troll. He kept copying and pasting the same exact thing. But if you want to hit the link, sis, you can hit the link. Maybe he didn't even get a chance to cut up yet because I made a comment in your chat. Because as soon as I saw him, I was like, "Oh, that's that troll." Yeah, I saw that he wanted you to tell me to let him back over here, and I was like, nope. Because he kept saying the RAPE word, related to Nature Boy. And it wasn't just him saying the word. He was literally saying the same exact words like it was a computer system or somebody just copying and pasting over and over again. You can ask the other people in the chat. It was the same exact sentence over and over again. I kept saying, don't say that word in here. Don't. And I was even deleting the comment. So that's why I know he's a troll. But yeah, that's why I said he can stay right on over there where you at. Hey, what's up, Wicked Angel 2.0? How's everybody doing? Sislo, why are you thinking it's taking them so long to come back from break? Do you think they forgot to push the live button? This break seems to be way longer than the first break. Oh, you working? Oh, I didn't know you was working. I was going to add you to my video so we can stream together. I think I know how to do it. You click guests can stream this to their own destination. Yeah, I think that's what I got to click. I ain't never did it before. Well, yeah, I did, but that been months. I did. Somebody had to walk me through it because I kept messing up last time. It took me like 4 or 5 times to do it last time. If you're working, don't worry about it. I don't want you to get in trouble if you're working. I know that's right, sis Sloan. You said, I'm bossy. Hey. I'm bossy. I'm the one y'all love to hate. I'm the chick that's raised a steak. I told y'all Stunner he should switch the bait. I'm back with an 808. Hey, cause I'm bossy. I'm the one y'all love to hate. I'm the chick that's raised a steak. I told young Stunner he should switch the bait. I'm back with an 808. Hey, cause I'm bossy. Y'all know that used to be y'all song. That is a throwback for real. I don't know whatever happened or became of Khalees. I know she's still Nas's baby mama. But other than that, I don't know too much else about Khalees. You said you need some coffee. Some coffee? Your time is 4:17. What is you drinking coffee for at 4:17 in the evening? Oh my gosh. Mm-mm-mm. Well, y'all, that was pretty entertaining, I must say. Again, I don't know why they're not back from break yet. This is crazy that they're not back from break yet. I can't even remember. It's been so long, I can't even remember why they went to break. You know? But a lot of people was getting all this good old B footage from the start, and they was doing like the preliminary jury selection. Then they got down to the nitty gritty, and we got a chance to listen to all the jurors. Some of them explained why they thought they would not be a good selection. Some of them explained why they thought they would not be a fair jury member. Me personally, I would not be a fair jury member because of the simple fact you saw how they were asking a lot of them. Do you have a YouTube channel? Like, do you have a YouTube channel? Are you on social media? Do you know anything about this case? Have you or anyone you know ever been mistreated by the police? And I was like, yeah, probably 99% of them in there know somebody who's been mistreated by police. Do you or anybody you know, have you ever had the R word or the SA word done to you or anybody you know? They was asking some real specific questions to those jury people. So yeah, it was really interesting. But like I had said in the chat earlier, at least they trying to keep it light and fun because this is a serious case. I mean, serious case. And some of them was there, they was laughing, they was joking a little bit here and there. So at least, like I said, they were trying to keep it light because it didn't seem like anybody in that jury wanted to be there. One of the ladies, did y'all hear her? She was like, I make way too much money to be sitting here. That's what she might as well have said. That's what she might as well have said. I make way too much money to be sitting here with y'all. I was like, child, I know what you're saying because the jury, I mean, they give you a little change, but if you make real good money at your job, child, you could be missing out on at least probably half of your pay messing around that jewelry. And depending on how long the trial lasts, Ooh, child, I don't know whether to end this or not, y'all. Do y'all think they gonna come back? I don't know if they gonna come back. I just got off the phone with my sis, and we both sitting here like, should we end the live? Should we stay live? Is they gonna come back? Don't want to miss anything, but at this point, down there in the A, it's like 4:34 their time. I'm in the Midwest, so it's like 3:34 my time. So maybe we got all that we're going to get today, and maybe they'll reconvene tomorrow. That's what I'm thinking. But my sis did say they said something like they might have some late nights. So I think the judge or who's ever proceeding over it did say that they might have some late nights. They might stay after 5. I'm not sure about today though. I don't know. They've been through a lot. Them jewelry people have already been put through a lot today already. So I think I'm just going to wrap this up, and if they go live again, maybe maybe I'll come back. But until then, in the meantime, in between time, you guys make sure again you like and share this video. Subscribe to the Hood Table if you are new here. Please and thank you very much. And we do also have a membership, so you can click the join button to join our membership. And if you want to cash out the host, please feel free to cash out the host. $ the Hood Table 402 is running across the bottom of the screen. And there it is in big letters. The Hood Table 402 is our cash app. Feel free to donate or send a gesture of love for the commentary if you so wish. In the meantime and in between time, stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember to keep it hood. I'm out.